Look around you, at the clothes you're wearing, the carpet under your feet, the blanket on your bed. What if I told you that these everyday items are shedding invisible particles, a silent storm that you're breathing in with every single breath? This isn't science fiction. This is the hidden reality of microplastics and their journey into our lungs. We live in a world draped in synthetic fabrics. Polyester, nylon, acrylic. They're cheap, they're durable, and they're everywhere. But every time we wear them, wash them, or even just move around in them, they release microscopic fibers. These tiny plastic fragments, less than 5 millimeters long, become airborne. They float in our homes, our offices, our cars, mixing with dust, unseen and unnoticed. We're breathing in an estimated credit card's worth of plastic every single week. But how does it get past our body's natural defenses? Our respiratory system is a marvel of engineering. The nose and upper airways are lined with tiny hairs and mucus designed to trap foreign particles. But microplastics are a unique threat. Their small size and irregular shapes allow many of them to bypass these initial barriers, traveling deeper into our respiratory tract than dust or pollen ever could. Imagine these tiny, sharp shards of plastic journeying down your windpipe, past the branching bronchi, and into the most delicate parts of your lungs, the alveoli. These are the tiny air sacs where the magic of breathing happens, where oxygen enters your bloodstream. This is where the real trouble begins. Once these microplastic fibers embed themselves in this fragile tissue, they are essentially there to stay. Our bodies don't have a natural mechanism to break down or expel synthetic polymers. They are permanent, unwelcome guests. So, what happens when plastic takes up residence in our lungs? Our immune system immediately recognizes these particles as foreign invaders and mounts an attack. Immune cells rush to the site, trying to engulf and destroy the intruders, but they can't. The plastic is indigestible. This leads to a state of constant, low-grade warfare inside our lungs, a condition known as chronic inflammation. Think of it like a splinter you can't remove. The area stays red, swollen, and irritated. In the lungs, this chronic inflammation can have devastating long-term consequences. Over time, this constant cellular stress and inflammation can contribute to scarring of the lung tissue, a condition called fibrosis, which makes breathing difficult. Scientists are now investigating links between this long-term irritation and serious respiratory conditions, including asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and even lung cancer. The evidence is mounting, and it paints a deeply concerning picture of what our synthetic world is doing to our bodies from the inside out. So where is this all coming from? A huge part of the problem lies with an industry that thrives on more fast fashion. The cycle of rapidly produced low-cost clothing encourages us to buy, wear a few times, and discard. The majority of these garments are made from cheap synthetic materials like polyester. The sheer volume of textiles being produced and thrown away is staggering. Every wash cycle for a synthetic garment releases hundreds of thousands of microfibers into our water systems, and eventually, into our air. The very trendiness that makes these clothes appealing is fueling a public health crisis. We are only just beginning to understand. The environmental cost is clear, but the human biological cost is the truly hidden price of that $5 t-shirt. This can all feel overwhelming, but despair is not the answer. Knowledge is our power, and change starts with small, conscious choices. What can we do? First, let's be more mindful of our materials. When you're shopping for clothes or home goods, check the label. Opt for natural fibers whenever possible. Think cotton, linen, wool, or hemp. These materials are not only more breathable and comfortable, but they also biodegrade, meaning they don't leave a permanent plastic footprint. Second, let's change how we care for the synthetic clothes we already own. Washing them less frequently is a great start. When you do wash them, use a colder, shorter cycle. This reduces the friction that causes fibers to break off. You can also use special laundry bags or balls designed to capture microfibers before they escape down the drain. These are simple, effective tools that can make a big difference in reducing the plastic load from your household. Beyond our personal habits, we need to demand change from the industry. Supporting brands that are committed to sustainability and using natural or recycled materials sends a powerful message. We can advocate for better filtration systems in washing machines and wastewater treatment plants. We can push for policies that hold manufacturers accountable for the entire life cycle of their products. This isn't just about consumer choice, it's about corporate responsibility and systemic change. The silent storm of microplastics is already here, but the forecast doesn't have to be bleak. By understanding the source, the pathway, and the impact of these synthetic fibers, we can start to clear the air. It begins with awareness and continues with action. Every choice to buy natural, wash smarter, and demand better is a step toward protecting our lungs and the health of our planet. Let's make conscious consumption the new fashion. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the hidden world of microplastics. If you found this information valuable, please like this video, subscribe for more content that matters, and share this with someone you care about. Together, we can breathe a little easier.